Good morning. Voice is clear. Hello. My voice is clear. Good morning. Okay,
Yes,
Lokesh
sir.
Babu, voice one button. Okay, thank you. Thank you for this. Today we are going to be discuss about generic option passes and tools and tool runners. So we know what is a parser. I think we will discuss about deeply about what is a parser and how the compiler will take these parser techniques in order to evaluate the expression. So we saw everything. So in the same manner only we are going to be seeing about these generic. Do you know what is a generic? So you know what is a parser. Then what is a generic option parser? So once again I will make you remember what is generic generally. Can anyone? So we are going to be write something in the angular braces. So angular brackets madhya rasa. So what is that? What we are writing and between that? So why we want to write? So for that I have a basic question. So where the data is going to be stored? So we are going to be talking about data. So in a program manner, where the data is going to be stored? Where the data is going to be stored? Where the data is going to be stored. So in general, we come to the basic level where the data is going to be stored on program. In program where the data is going to be stored in a variable.
Variables.
Yes, very good, very good. Thanks for your response. So the variable we are going to be store the data. So if we are storing the data in the variable, in sense we are going to be mention some data type for the variable. So if you mention that, so unfortunately, maybe the expression is going to be change the values. Okay. If something is going to be mentioned or something we are going to be enter to the program, so that is, for example, enter some number. For example, maybe fortunately or unfortunately, the user enter the rather than that particular data, he enters some other data. So what is going to be happen? So we are going to be get some runtime errors. In order to avoid runtime errors, we are going to be see about these generic one. So what is the meaning mean? So while we are writing the variables in the program, that time itself we are going to be mention what type of data it has to take. So in order to avoid the compile time errors, in order to avoid the compile time errors, we are going to be use these generic classes. The parsers means how we are going to be evaluate the expression in one by one step. So there is various types of so lexical analyzer, syntax analyzer, semantic analyzer, where intermediate code generator, code optimization, code generation. We have various steps are there to generate a final output for every program, any program. So if you take any program, the way how you are going to be a process. For example, you can take any program, programming language must have some compiler. So Python, we are going to be install some Python exe file. Java, we are going to be install JDK capabilities. So something in C, we are going to be using MS, that is the TC Turbo C, or whatever it. We are going to be install some compiler in order to compile a program. So everywhere we are doing like this in order to check the users uh, what type of data they are going to be want from the data set, what type of data he is going to be asked. That we need to get a clear that vision when the user itself is asking the query itself. So for that, we are going to make a simple to that. We are making a generic classes to in order to evaluate expression clearly. So here, Hadoop comes with a few helper classes for making easier to run the job from the command line. So generic optimized parser is a class that interrupts the common Hadoop command line options and set up them in a configuration object for your application to use a desired, so exact one particular use a desired. So you don't usually use a generic option of parser directly, as it's more convenient to implement the tool interface and run your application with the tool runner with, a, with which uses a generic option parser internally. So generic option parser, that class we are not going to be directly, we are not going to use. With the help of the tool we are going to use. That the tool is nothing but tool runner. So in when we are going to be use this tool runner to your applications, automatically the generic option browser is automatically internally a public interface tool extended configurable. So when we are doing a configuration itself, we are going to do this one. So in run string argument through the exception we are going to do. So here we have some configuration code. We make a configuration printer as a subclass as a configure, which is implementation of a configurable interface. All implementation of tools needed to implement configurable since the tool extender hits and subclassing configured is easiest way to achieve this. The run method obtains the configuration, uses the configurable get configure method, and then iterates over it, printing each property to standard output. Each property has to standard output. The static blocks make sure that HDFS and MapReduce configurations are picked up in addition to core ones, which the configurations known about already. So the configuration printer main method does not invoke the own run method, the method directly. Instead, we call the tool runner static run method, which takes the core of creating a configurable objects for a tool before calling its run method. So that is how the tool and tool runner is going to be take this. So here we can see that which properties can I set. So how we are going to be set the properties. So configuration printer is a useful tool telling about what the property you are going to be set to your environment. So this is the one tool which we need to know that. So generally how we want to set the environment. Simply it is a help command that it is going to be. So you can also see the default settings for all the public properties in a Hadoop by looking into docs directories of your Hadoop installation of HTML files is called core site.xml, core default.xml, HDFS default.html, and mapper default. So I already told when we are going to be install so various XML files also we are going to be using. That is the core site.xml, core default XML, HDFS default HTML, mapper.html. These are described about how explain about what it for and what values can be set to. So be aware some of the properties we have no effect when it sets the client's environment, client configuration. For example, if you have job submission, you can set mapper.tasktracker.map.task maximum with the exception that would be change the number of tasks slots the task tracker running your job. Then you would be disappointed something properties only honored if in the task tracker mapper mapped site.xml file. In general, you can tell the component where a property should be set by its name. So the fact that task tracker.map.maximum start with the mapper.task file. So in order to avoid so many task installation with the particular slots where we have already installed. So in order to avoid that one, we are going to be generally we are going to be start with mapper.task file. So we know this what is the task tracker and job tracker. No? So there. So in order to start a job in the data node, so how we are going to be submit the instructions, that is to one, how we are going to be transfer, how we are going to be set the environment, and how we are going to be get the instructions from the data node, and how it is going to be sending the heartbeat messages each and every time to the name node with the help of the secondary memory. So that is, so this is the source, and we may discuss this one in configuration throughout. We have some site given in that we can see that this. So the hyphen D option is used to configure the properties with the color values yellow. So in order to make it as yellow, the option specified with the D takes the priority over the properties of a configuration file. This is useful. We can put default in the configuration files and then override them with option D is needed. The command is also takes a number of reducers per map reduce jar via minus D mapper dot reduce dot task is equal to. This will be override the number of reducers set on the cluster or set on any client side configuration files. So various properties are here. How to see that here. So we have an option in the description. So minus D property is equal to value. Set the Hadoop configuration property to the given value. Overrides any default or site properties in the configuration. And any properties via minus configuration. We already know that how we are going to be do the configuration, whether we are going to be local or distributed. While running itself, we are going to be mentioned along with the configuration. So that is one. Then configuration file name adds a given files into a list of resources in a configuration. This is a convenient way to set the properties of a number of properties at once. Number of properties at once. Another one is about minus fs file system.ui. So while we are running the browser, set the default system URL shortcut is minus d fs.default name is URL. Then JT host port. So set the job tracker. JT means job tracker to give the host and the port shortcut to the that is the settings with the D. So that is a mapper dot job tracker is equal to host port. Then minus files, file 1, file 2, and so on. So copies a specified files the local system or any files if a schema is specified to a shared files used by the job tracker. Usually HDFS makes the available MapReduce program in a task working directly. So for more than the distributed cache mechanism, copying files to task tracker mechanism. So achieve one and achieve two. So copies a specified files that the local file system to a shared system by using a job tracker usually. So how these file systems are going to be take the configuration via job tracker and task tracker, how we are going to make generic parser tools. So out of this we need to confirm that we don't have direct configuration to set this generic option parser. So in order to give this one, we are going to run some tools. The tool is nothing but tools runner. In this tools runner, automatically that generic option parser is going to be run default. So while we are running this one, we have to take some default configurations while running this one. Then writing a unit test. What is generally we have a unit test all of a sudden while we are checking with white box test to black bar test we have so same here we have a unit test server. The map reduce function in map reduce are easy to test in isolation, which is a consequence of their functional style. For known inputs, they produce known output. However, since the outputs are written to content, so that is outer output collector in old API, rather than simply being returned from the method call, the content needed to be replaced with a mount so that its output can be verified. So there are several job mount object framework can be helped to build tool mounts. So here we can see the Mockito, which noted for is a clean syntax for how we may make the mock framework should be works as well as. So all the text described within the IDE itself, that is a integrated development environment itself, we are going to be make it is the clear text of how it will be. So here we can write Java code how to. So you know that there is simply we can take one line of the data set. So where it is going to be start and where it is going to. So we can start the weather data set, one line of this one, how we are going to do. So that is the explanation for that. So then about what is the reducer? The reducer has to find the maximum value in the key. Yes or no? That is while we are concluding calculating the weather data set. So what is the maximum temperature of given years? What is in a particular year? What is the maximum temperature? So that is how we are going to be finding the maximum. So based upon that, so even we can have, for example, our word count program is there. We are going to be find out number of words, how many times it was repeated. So we need to know that the words how many times it was repeated. So this becomes the query. So the word count program we are going to be used number of words we are given and it is processed. So that is so we construct the list of some of interwritable values and then verify the max temperature user pickups the largest. So that code we have already. So that is for implementation of these max temperature reducer that passer the test. Notice that we haven't tested for the case for entry values iterate, but arguably we want to need to since the map reduce would be never call the reduce in case. So every key. So we know that here the keys are like map data. So map data contains what is value and key. So we can take one is a year and another one is a temperature. In that particular year, what is the temperature? So we can take year and value for this temperature. And this is the code about. Already we discussed in deep with about this code also. Running locally on the test data. So when we install the local Hadoop system, so how we are going to do it. So this is a thing, simple theory how the max temperature through a driver how we are going to be doing. I think you got some any information you got it from the department about the mid-one examination, running on the cluster, running on the launch job. So simply we have what is a job and a task. and the task attempted to ID. What is these three things how we can do? The important of job ID is composed of the time there the job tracker started and implementing the counter maintained by the job tracker are uniquely identify the job to instance of job tracker. So that job with this ID. So for example, how we are going to do it. In the second 002, the job ID is are run based and running with the job tracker started at some date we have here, and the countered formatting locally zeros and the job ID short nicely, and so everyone that how we can say, for example, even if you are taking a picture from your mobile, if you see that some thing details is given to your picture, so that name itself is gives about in what date you have taken that picture. Something information is given clearly about that. I think you have observed or not. I don't know. Definitely, when you transferred your data or your files into copying, that time we saw that the some picture file names with the differently along with the some date in which date you were taken that one. So the line will use the information about full data, how we want to mention all those things. Like, so another one is about the map reduce web UI, web user interface. However, Hadoop comes with the web UI by the viewing information about your jobs. It's helpful for following the job's progress while it's running, as well as finding a job statistics and logs after the job has completed. You can find the URL. So with the host number, this is the job tracker host. We can find this one. The job tracker page, what will be like. So once we go to the URL, so what in the page is a screenshot of the home page is shown in figure 1.1. So I will show figure what will be. So this is one. So IP something we are going to be run. Status is running and started with what time and date, which version is going to be run. And the cluster summary. So we have how many clusters we have run. So see that 53 maps are there. It reduces to 30. And total submission is 2 times. Total number of nodes is 11. And the map task is that one. So what is the time to take it? So this is the data how much we have, each size, and the running jobs, all those things. Okay. So, but the section first one page gives the details about the Hadoop installation. So when the Hadoop was installed, this is the first line. Such the version number and when it was compiled. So the compile time also is mentioned, and the current state of the job tracker. So what is the current state? Whether it is running or stopped or it is a pause or something. So here we can see the status I am showing you. So here see that the compiled version, and here the state, what is the state is about run. It is currently running the state. So how we are going to be. So running state when it was started. The next is the summary of the cluster, which has measured of a cluster capacity and utilization. This knows the number of maps and radius currently running on the cluster. The total number of job submissions, the number of task tracker nodes currently available, and the cluster capacity in
Hello.
the second line. No? So how many number of that is a map size. So how it is reduced, how many times it was submission the job. So everything is there. That is so job submission, the number of task tracker node currently available, and the cluster capacity in the terms of number of maps is reduced the slot available across the cluster. So that is the map task capacity and reduced task capacity. And the total number of available on on average and the number of task tracker have been blacklisted by the job tracker listed well. And by below the summary of this section, the job scheduler that is running here by default. By clicking those, see the queues and see that further down we will see the section for running. So running section, where is it is, these are the running jobs. What is the job ID is there, property is there, user name. So that is the explanation we will see here. So see here, uh, also completed and paid jobs, and each job section has a table of jobs and which rows per job, that shows the jobs IDs, owners, names, that is set to have both the section, both of which internally set a mapped job and progress information. So finally, at foot of the page, there is a link of the job tracker logs. So job tracker history. So let me show you and then we will discuss. So see here, the last we see that the failed job is complete. So this is a log directory and job tracker history. If you click on this log, it is underlined. No? So definitely we have. So how many times you are logging, how many times you have job tracker, the task tracker, how many times it was run, that is the history visuals. That is a fourth page, means a down of it. Okay. So jobs tracker history and information about all the jobs about the job tracker has run, and the view the display only 10 jobs, 100 jobs. So that is a page we can send the copy by 100 jobs visuals. Therefore, the considering them to history page, note that all the jobs history is persistent view, so you can find the jobs here from previous run on the job track. Okay, so this is the page we up to now we discuss. So the first page we know about what is the status of the one and which version is started and what is the version of, that is a Hadoop information, and the job tracker whether running or what is the status of the one. Then the cluster information, how many maps are there, how many reducers are there, how many times it was a submission and how many nodes are there, what is the map task capacity and reduced task capacity, what is average task, and then scheduling time default, what is that, so how it is going to be filtered, running jobs and completed jobs. Is there any failed job is set? So here the 100% is there, but certainly we don't have any failed jobs. Is there any job fails is available, it shows here. Okay. So job history, what is mentioned here? No? See here, the job tracker history. So in the history, what is mentioned in the history? Job history refers that event configuration for the completed jobs. Only completed jobs, it shows the history and retain whether the job was successfully or not, and attempts to provide the interesting information for user running job. The job history files are stored in a local system and the job tracker in history subdirectory of the log directory. If possible, we can set the location and an arbitrary Hadoop file system via Hadoop.job.history.location property. Through this, we can set into local globally also. So that is the job tracker history files keeps for 30 days before deleting by the system. So simply how we are going to be, if spam is automatically deleted, email spam. So the same how it is means it is automatically 30 days it is going to be. A second copy file is stored in the user in the subdirectory of the jobs output directory. This location may be overridden by the settings of Hadoop.job.history.user location. By setting it into a special values num, no user job history is saved. Although job history is still saved centrally, the job user history files are never to be deleted in the system. The history logs may be included the job task and attempts the events of all which are stored in a plain text file. The history for this particular job may be viewed with the web UI or via the command line also. So how we can view this history means maybe you can see the web UI or command line history also we can see. So for command line we are going to use Hadoop job space minus history we can view. So which will point the job output directly. So what will be in the job page? So clicking on the job ID brings you onto the page of jobs. So illustrated in 5.2 figure you will shows here. See this? This is the job history, job page. So simply by seeing this we can understand what it is. This is one root means one unique system we are going to use Linux. Generally we are going to be called user is root. The root job name is maximum temperature and the job file is so where we are going to be loading some XML file we are loaded. Then job setup is successfully it is set up and the status is running and started at what time and it is and running for 5 minutes and 38 job cleaning up is job cleaning up is still it is doing it is a pending. What is the information? So what and how it is showing in graphically also. So that we will see some explanation is there here. What is that? By that we can understand clearly what is. So see, by clicking on the job ID brings you to page of the job that is shown. At this top of the page we can summary of the job with the basic information such as job owner and the name and how long the job was been running for and the job file is considerable configuration file for the job containing all the properties and their values that were in effect during the job run. If you are unsure what particular property was set to that, so for example, you may forget that what property we set before, so that property we can see. You can click on the inspects on the file, we can see all those things. While the job is running, we can monitor its progress on the page, which periodically update itself, which periodically update itself, which periodically update itself. So below the summary of the table shows the map progress or use progress. The number task shows the total of the map reduced and reduced job in a row in each row what is that. So the other columns seen the state, the task, pending and running complete are killed whatever. So how it is running, how it is killed, all those things shows clearly. The final column shows the total number of failure and killed tasks. The final column shows the failure or killed tasks. Okay. So so while the job is running, so further down the page, we can find the completion of graphs for each task and shows their progress graphically. The reduce com- completion graph is divided into. So I showed last we have two types of graphs are available. So in sprightly and horizontally we have two. So there is a divided into three phases. The task one is a copy. So when the map output is being transferred and reduced to task pattern, so the meaning of copy. Then another one is about sort. Another one about sort. What is the meaning of when the reduced task reduced inputs are being merged, and the reduced one when the reduced function is being run to be produced the final output. The phases are decided into more details. So shuffle that page. So if you go to that one, you can see it. In the middle of the page, the table of job counters. So how many jobs was running? These are the dynamically updated during the job runs. So it is as shown in the figure, it is still it is pending now. If any updation is going on, it is going to be build the information in the progress. So it is generally so this is dynamically updated. So dynamically means while it is running itself, it is going to be updated as based upon the input size. Okay. So then another one is about retrieving the result. Once the job is finished, there is a various ways of retrieving the results. Yes or no? So in the statistics, we can see in the different ways. So in different ways how it is and how we can see that job was finished or maybe you can take it. For example, you can take a graph. Maybe you can take a year and a temperature. For example, the maximum temperature. Then keep 1 year and what is the temperature maximum temperature in that. Or else we can conclude all the years and in all the years what is the maximum temperature. For example, in 1949, what is the maximum temperature? We can draw a graph for years and the maximum temperature. Or in 1 year, what are the other temperatures? In January, what is the temperature? In February. In 1915 itself, we have various temperatures that also we can do. So this is I know that old API and new APIs differences we can see that we have the output and input files are two different files. In old API we don't have anything. New API we have. So the R means reduced one and how we are going to be mentioned the five numbers, zeros, integer numbers we are going to be mentioned. The file name as path name. So that is output file will be a reduced one. No? That is for input file we are going to be mentioned as M mapped file and this one is a reduced file. So the maximum direct voltage. So this is the output. So the job produces a very small amount of input, so that is convenient to copy from HDFS to our development environment. So get merge option is Hadoop FS command is useful here, and to get all the files in the directory specified in source pattern and we merge them into a single file local system. So for example, here Hadoop FS, we are going to be write all those things. So that is a get merge and max temperature and max temperature local. We are going to be merging. That is a simple one. Then even if we are going to be do the sort one, sort the maximum local temperature. Right? In 1991, what is the maximum temperature? 1992, what is the maximum? 1992 up to 2000, what are the maximum temperature? So we sorted the output and reduced the output partition in unordered viewing a hash partition function. Doing this the bit of post-processing data from the MapReduce very common. It is feeding the analysis software by using such as R or spreadsheet or anything, any tool we can visualize the data in graphical. So this was the output of job how it will be. So Hadoop job page. So what is job counter, file system counter, mapper, framework, and what is the completion of jobs, what is the close. So we have three parts I told you. One is a copy, another one is sort, another one is reference. So the first one is sort, and the file is about. So this one is about reduce, and the second one is about sort, and one green is about copy. So after this, so we can use that. Okay. So if you have any doubt, you can ask me. We will start the class. So anyone having doubt, you can ask me.